What's going on, guys? Mary Armani, your broker with Lepage, and you have social media's favorite first-time buyers, Stacy and Kayser, aka Team Stacer.
What up, 2019?
It has been officially, I love this guy, these guys are awesome. It has been officially 1 year since this lovely couple has owned their rental property. So we brought them back because everybody loves them, first of all, of course. And they're gonna tell us a little bit of their experience with their first investment. And they're gonna kind of show all the buyers at home who are possibly thinking about doing something like this, what can potentially happen if you were to buy an investment property. So guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
really grateful like always. Why don't you tell everybody at home some of the good things and bad things of what's happened over the last year. Start right from the beginning.
Okay, so from the beginning, we had to obviously select our tenants. So we decided to choose upstairs and basement tenants for our house. We honestly thought it'd be pretty simple, but we thought that people would be pretty much lie to us and not really tell us the truth, tell us their real story, their family, but people were brutally honest, which kind of made it hard because we had a lot of people coming in, families, couples. And so one example, we had a lady come in, and it was honestly a tough story for us because she was actually trying to get out of a house that had abuse, and the police were being called. She had a young child, and obviously it was something that you have heart, so you want to help these people, but then also you have to think this is your property and you have to worry about your neighbors and what you're going to bring.
But they just flat out told you
They flat out told us. They were very honest.
We'll commend that person for their honesty.
Yeah, I was surprised.
So the first kind of shock to you guys was the actual selection of the tenants. So you guys kind of maybe thought it would be a little bit easier to select them, but it ended up being something challenging, obviously, because you are, how the landlord and tenant board laws work, they do, for the most part, protect the tenant. So the landlord has to be very cautious as to who they put in their unit because it could be definitely difficult to get them out. So challenge number one for Team Stacer. Challenge number two.
Well, obviously we had a lot of unforeseen expenses, something that you don't really budget in your finances, but there's always a cushion that you kind of allocate towards. Some of the examples were we had to buy a new washer, there was an unfortunate crack because of water leakage, replace a sump pump, we had to replace the furnace. But you know what, being a first-time home buyer, you obviously know that you're gonna hit some expenses and you just gotta kind of budget for it and hope and cross your fingers and hope for the best.
Overall, how much money do you think you probably spent, let's say unexpected expenses throughout the course of the year? And keep in mind, guys, everybody who's watching at home, they've only owned the property for 1 year. So during this year, how much money-wise do you think you spent? I know that some of the issues that came up, you did call me, you did let me know.
Yeah,
I would honestly say that you probably spent a good $5,000 or $6,000 easily.
For sure.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah,
So everybody at home, they think that renting is very, very simple. A lot of unforeseen issues do come up, and as a landlord, you have to fix them. It doesn't matter if you have the money, don't have the money, you need to fix them, or you will get in trouble definitely by the landlord and tenant board.
And you have to fix them quickly.
Quickly.
Very important point. So what's another challenge that you guys had with this process?
I think one of the challenge that we had was kind of building boundaries with our tenants.
Okay.
I think one of the hard things is because they are really close in age with us, so at some points you're kind of building that relationship with them, but then you also need to understand that it is a business relationship, and it's important that they respect you and you respect them, so that no one's being taken advantage of. So that was really important for us.
And it's important to know the rules, right?
Absolutely.
So a lot of the times, a lot of landlords, they'll basically tell the tenant, well, you have to do this and you have to do that, and the tenant will say the same thing to the landlord, and nobody really knows the rules. So it's very important also as landlords that you educate yourself to actually when you're giving instructions and you're doing things, you're doing them by the book, because you can get in big trouble.
Exactly.
Just a little advice, on your phone, on your smart dial, have the landlord tenant board on hand. They're open, they're gonna answer all your phone calls. I either call Mario or the helpline and just ask questions as a landlord, and as a tenant, you have a lot of rights that you know, and just make sure that you're not being screwed over.
If you had to give any advice to anybody who's watching at home who are going to potentially actually purchase an investment property and do what you guys did over the past year, what's one piece of advice that you guys would give them so they could be protected or as protected as possible?
I'm gonna give two.
Ah.
What I would say is make sure that you really educate yourself, because it is honestly a lot of work. It is a lot more work than we thought, and we did a lot of research. And my second thing was to make sure if you're doing it with a partner, you have a partner that you can communicate with, that you have a good relationship with. Because there was times that were so hard and I was like, let's sell this house. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to get through it. So,
stick to your budget, right?
Yeah,
find like whatever it is, like if you're gonna get a mortgage, pre-appraisal, whatever it may be, learn, absorb, stick to your budget, understand your personal finance, get rid of all your immediate debt, and go from there.
And honestly, to touch on that point, Kayser, I think it's really important because a lot of the times people, they go in like way more than they should, and they're in very tight, and they don't really anticipate any problems that are arising. I always think it's always important to, even if you're buying a home for yourself, to live by yourself, you need a little bit of a cushion just for any unforeseen issues that might happen. At the end of the day, houses are man-made, the roof can go, the furnace can go, something could break, you know what I mean? And you might need money, and things do come up and they gotta get fixed right away, or you could actually have more extensive damage done to your home. So guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate we're kind of culminating. This is 1 year, over a year, the process of searching, looking, buying, testimonial. They put me in the hot seat. We're doing a video after a year. They're back. So I just want to thank you guys very much for all the trust that you guys gave me. You guys know that I'm extremely grateful for absolutely everything, and I'm really looking forward to in the next year or two when you guys actually look to purchase a home for yourself. I'm really glad. I'm really hoping that that time comes so soon, because it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be very different than what you guys went through now. So it's going to be kind of crazy for you guys, because usually people buy their home first and they buy the investment property after. You guys are doing it in reverse, right? So you're going to actually see how emotional you are this time around compared to last time around. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But in the meantime, I want to thank you guys once again. I want to thank everybody at home for tuning in and watching this video. As you know, Stacy, Kayser, these guys are absolutely awesome. And that's why they're back, because everybody loves them.
CN Tower, I'm buying you soon. Watch out, 2019.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Peace. Oh, that was the sink. Yeah.